Well, hello again. I have a special treat today. We have a fun puzzle that I think looks really interesting, but I also have a special guest. Everyone say hi to that direction, Tyrgannus.
Yeah, this is Tyrgannus. My name is Wes Murphy, but in the puzzling community, I'm known as Tyrgannus. Whether you've seen me or not, I've been around the block probably as long as Scott has, and I've made quite a few puzzles.
Yeah, and I've done several of yours. Well, I've done a lot of your puzzles on the channel. I've done several of your puzzles in addition to the gap puzzles, but yeah, Tyrgannus is one of the gap constructors. So if you've been watching my gap videos, you will have seen quite a few puzzles by him, and was my Secret Santa.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
I thought was kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah. That was great. That was a fun puzzle. And I solved those on the channel as well, so people will be familiar with you from that. In addition to the gap puzzles, but today we're not doing a gap. We are doing a Sudoku. This one was sent to me by Olima. Have you done some Olima puzzles before? Probably. Yeah. And it's called Keep Solving and Nobody and then ... I assume explodes. But they were probably limited by the length of titles on F puzzles. So I assume this is based off of the game Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes. Is that right? Do you know?
I think it is.
I think so. Have you played that?
No.
I haven't either. I'm vaguely familiar with it. We actually have a Quest Oculus, and we talked about getting it, and we just haven't done it. But anyways, so we don't know much about the game then, I guess, the two of us. Hopefully we don't need to know. I don't think we do. But we have normal Sudoku rules. We have normal arrow rules, so the digits on the arrows sum to the number in the circle, and we do have 2-digit circles here, so those are read left to right. I would assume they're all left to right ones. Looks like we don't have any up and down stuff. And then we have these 6 yellow lines that apparently 2 of them are palindromes, which would be the same forwards and backwards. 2 of them are German whispers, which means adjacent digits have to differ by at least 5, and 2 of them are renbands, which means they would have to be a set of consecutive digits, but not necessarily in order. So you could do 2, 5, 3, 4, or something. So, and I think that's it. So we're gonna solve this together, and hopefully we can not explode, I guess, right? Any thoughts before we start?
Deductions that I've seen, not too many.
Yep. So that's one thing I've noticed from doing puzzles with somebody before is, especially if you're not the one running the thing, it's amazing. You can just look around and you see so much more when you're not trying to click and type and so. So I assume you'll have most of the deductions and I'll be typing stuff in, so that's fine. So I think, so I've reset the timer. Link in the description, yeah, the usual stuff. So go solve it yourself, and we're gonna solve it now. So I assume what we want to try and do is narrow down at least the options for the yellow lines, right?
I would say that
The best way to do that is with the arrows themselves first. But yes, are we going to? Because I do suggest it. Are we going to color code? Maybe even just one end of one of these lines.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking either one or maybe just the 2 ends or something like that. Yeah, we don't need to.
Well,
color
the 2 ends
whole
might
thing,
get
but...
tricky with this conjunction here. That's
down here.
in R8C8. Anyways,
Yep.
First one, row 1. You have 5 cells of arrow pointing at each other. This cannot equal 40. It has to be less than 40, but it has to be at least 15.
Right, and it has to be less than 40 because the minimum for the other 3 would be 1, 2, and 3, which is 6.
Yeah.
Yep.
So this instantly puts 1, 2, 3 in R1C1 and R2C7. Because you can't.
R1C1 and R2C7.
No, actually, it puts a 1, 2 in both of them because you can't have 40, of course. Yeah. So it's 1, 2 and then 1, 2.
Right, because if they have to be at least 15.
Yes.
And so at least 15 isn't really.
well, realistically, they need to
be in the 20s now.
Right, because we need them to be. This couldn't be 30, is what you're saying.
No.
Well, and you can't get to 30 anyways because 987 is 24. Yeah, so they can't be 30 something, and well, they have to be at least one. Now they could be the same, right? They could both be 20s or both be. They couldn't. Could they both be teens?
They can't both be 20s, but
I think
Right, they can't both be 20s because it has to be less than 40. Right.
I can't yet see that they can't both be 1.
Right.
I can instantly place a 1 in R7C3 though.
Yes, because it's a 2-digit
Mm-hmm.
arrow, and the maximum we can do in 2 digits is 9 and 8, which is 17. So this is
And the exact same thing in R8 C4. And those are my 2 digits I saw.
Yes, exactly. Same thing because of a 2-digit arrow.
Yes.
Now, what I was looking at is a couple of these lines that I don't think can be palindromes. Palindrome seems like the easiest to rule out because,
Absolutely.
well, like this one here, those two can be the same, but these two would have to be the same digit.
Yeah.
So this one can't be the palindrome.
one above
This
it
one
also
can't be the
Be a
palindrome.
Yep.
This one I think can be, and it's
It can.
suspiciously drawn to make me think it might be a palindrome because
Well,
it's just very
actually-
close. But
So the one that kind of looks like a sideways G, the one below it,
Mhm.
the longer one on the right, and
yep,
the
this
bottom one,
this one can't be, obviously, yeah.
all cannot be palindromes.
And
so
this
the
one
other two
can't be
must
either
be palindromes.
because just barely. Yep, these two would be the issue. So the other two have to be palindromes. So this
The other
is a
two have to be
palindrome.
palindromes.
What color do we want to use? So we should use purple for Renban and green for Whisper. So maybe red for palindrome, just to be
Yeah, sure.
different enough.
Whatever works best for you. I mean,
Right, I'm the colorblind one, I know.
exactly.
So this one is palindrome as well, right?
so this
Is that what
cool.
we've decided? Yeah.
Yeah, that is palindrome. So that places a 1 here, and then disambiguates R1C1.
Right,
get
it
2 more
does
digits.
because it's the palindrome, so the ones at the ends have to be the same. So we get a 2 there. So this is 21 now,
Okay.
which has a few different ways, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's not super helpful right now.
No, because it could be 876, so it doesn't even have to have a 9.
It could have
But-
a 4.
But we do know there's not a 1 or a 2 on this line,
Hmm.
which means the minimum is, well, the minimum would be 12,
Yeah.
which again isn't very helpful then, because we already knew this was at least a 1.
but it can be as low as 12.
That's something that I think to keep in mind.
Could this be? Could they? Yeah, this one could still be in the 20s, couldn't it? They could both be in the 20s, because this is only 3.
Well, they can't both be in
No,
the
they can't
20s
both be in
'cause
the
it's
20s. So this has
Yeah.
to be a 1.
It has to be 1.
Oh, it has to
yeah.
be 1. Right. We already said that earlier.
That was my first deduction. That's how it works.
Now this one's interesting to me because it has so many.
Let's think here.
I mean,
This,
the minimum you
this-
can put here is 1 and.
This is a 3 or a 4.
It's got to be a 3 or a
R8C.
4, right?
It has to be because the 7th triangular number is 28, and then you have to add another digit, but it can't be 1. So it has to be 3 or 4.
Yeah. Yeah. Or another way to think of it is if this wasn't a 3 or a 4, I mean, the maximum we could put in here is 29,
It doesn't work.
but there's way too many. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is a 3 or a 4.
It's actually could
and it's
almost be
on the
29, but it can't
palindrome,
be.
right? This is the end of our
Yeah.
palindrome, so that
So
makes
this is
this a
also
3 or a 4,
Mhm.
which is unfortunately the second digit, which is less helpful.
Yeah, it doesn't do much. I was trying to see, can that really be like a 13 or 14? But frankly, I still think it can.
Yeah.
We know that's a 1 or 2 though.
Right here. Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
it's a 1 or
because
2.
of, I mean, 4 cells, 9876 is 30, but you can't do a 0.
Mhm, can't.
So it's a 1 or a 2. Yep. And okay, so if it would be nice if we knew that this was a Whisper or a Renban,
Yes, it would.
because
So-
that would tell us some more about this, and but actually it would tell us more about this one, because if this is a Renban, then this is at most 5.
Yep.
And if it's Whisper, it's gonna be a high digit.
Yes, it's going to be high.
So Renban's gonna make it low, and Whisper's gonna make it high.
We have a 1, and we have a low and a low at the end of the right, mostly straight line, the one that's mostly in column 8.
This one.
Yeah, let's see if there's the parity.
Oh.
On this. That's
So those
Okay,
are all.
this can
So
this
it
can
could be a
still be
whisper.
whisper.
Yeah.
I was actually hoping it couldn't be.
Well, interestingly, we'd have 4 lows here if it's a whisper, because it bends and comes down here. We'd have 4 lows in this column.
Okay, so the way I interpret this is actually, I think, slightly different than you. The way I interpret this is that the circles are the end of lines, and then after that, it has to completely change. If there's 1, 2, 3 that are very obvious,
Oh,
I think this line ends in R8, C8.
but there's 5, 6. Oh, right, because there's 6 lines. 3,
Yes.
4, 5, 6. You're right. It does.
Yep.
And then this is a different one down over here. Oh, okay. That's why I was looking at this one as a palindrome, thinking it went like this. I was thinking this was a really long one, but it's not. Okay.
So then the question
I'm
we
with
have to ask is, how do we make an 8 cell in one house, a row for this sake, German whisper? How are we going to even do? Is that possible?
Well,
I actually
if this
don't know
is
off
a
the top of my
whisper,
head.
this is a 5, right? This would be a
Yeah,
5.
but this is
And-
going to be really hard to do.
Yeah, the problem is, so these 4 would be fine, right? They'd all be the same, and you'd have to have the 4 or the 6 at the end here. But
Yeah.
the other one, this would have to be a 4 or a 6, and it can't be. So no, it can't be whisper. It can't be
Okay.
a whisper. This is a Ren band, so let's make it purple.
That's what I was thinking. I was hoping. Thank you for the assist on that.
Which means, since these are all consecutive, this is 9 cells. So that's all the digits 1 to 9, which just means that these 2 are the same cell.
Yes.
Because whichever digit is right there is missing from the set of 1 through 9, and so is this one. So these 2 are the same. I'm gonna make those. I'm just gonna make them that light gray color because it'll help remind us, but not be as distracting as if we
Yeah.
go crazy with coloring.
We
So
can still pencil mark the 3, 4 as well, just in case. Are you one to corner mark? Some people aren't.
oh yeah, definitely 3, 4. Yeah, pencil mark that. I do sometimes, but I don't as much probably.
Okay.
But this is a 3 or a 4, which should tell us something about this, right? Because this arrow is 45 minus
so
this first digit minus a 3 or a 4.
This is a yeah. So this is a 3, 4 pair, obviously, but I think we might be able to determine.
Yeah, it's got to be a 3 or a 4. But
Yeah.
so you've got 45 minus 3 or 4, so we're at 41 or 42 for the column after you take out this corner, because it's 45 minus that. So it's either 41 or 42 minus another 3 or 4. So it has to be in the 30s.
It can never be 40.
It has to be in the 30s
Yeah. Exactly.
because you're subtracting 2 digits that are at least well, you're subtracting 3 and 4. Either way, you're subtracting 3 and 4. One of them's 3 and one of them's 4. So it has to get you into the 30s. So it has to be that, which means that's a 4. And now we know this is 45 minus 7, 38, right?
38.
So that's an 8. This is 8 plus something, which tells us nothing.
It has to be at least 5 because error reasons.
Right, because this can't be a 1, 3, or 4. If it was a 2, you'd have 10. We can't put in a 0 on this puzzle at least. So it has to be at least 5, which gives us at least 13, but we can't do 3 or 4, so it's got to be at least 15.
So it's either 7 or 9.
So
this is either 7 or 9.
7
And
or
then
9.
this is either 5 or 7.
And this is right, because you can't do 8 and 8 to get to 16. Yeah.
Cool. Also, what I find interesting is we now have a 4 in a pill arrow. I always found that fascinating in puzzles.
So, which tells us these two together have to be 4 or less. Oh no, because we're adding an extra cell here. Ah,
yes.
right. Oh, which is even worse. No, we're adding one. So this is 45. No, never mind. Never mind. We're good. We're subtracting these, adding that, and it has to be together.
So I think we broke the puzzle. I just don't know why. The reason I think we broke the puzzle is 28 plus 9 is only 37.
And where are you seeing 28 plus 9? Where are you doing that?
In column 9, we
Yeah.
have Oh, I did the wrong side of the triangular number. Don't listen to me. Yeah, no, this still works. Don't listen to me.
So
We're good.
we're taking 45,
Yeah,
subtracting
yeah.
these two, adding that one, and we need to get something in between
Yeah.
41 and 45. And
I did.
actually, it can't be 1 or 3. This
I'm
has.
thinking.
Oh, but this can be more than 45
Yes, it can actually.
because we're adding one. Right. Okay.
So that's and I went on the wrong side. So let me
But
redo it now.
this-
So it actually can be.
It's
can
got to be
actually
2, 5, 6, 7, or 9, though.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, so this limits. This has got to limit R2C8. It's got to, because the most this can ever be. This can never. Actually, I don't know if it limits it as much as I thought it did. Wow, that's amazing. That has more flexibility than
This
you think.
one, oh, this is a palindrome, right?
This is
So
a palindrome, so it's a 4.
Yeah. We got to remember to fill in those things. Now, do we know? Yeah, this can be, if this is a German whisper, that's a 9. But that's not. Unfortunately, this can be a whisper. So
if it's a Renban, since there's a 1 on it, we would know the composition.
it'd be 1 through 7.
Yeah.
But that seems perfectly reasonable as well.
Yep. Okay.
That one's a whisper. Those are the same parity. Yeah, seems fine. We do have a 1 here. I don't know if that's worth pencil marking, but we do have a lot of information about the 1s already. We also have one down here. For whatever that's worth.
Okay, so reason me out here. The
Yeah.
only two possibilities
Possibilities for the length 4 line, since both palindromes are taken, are whisper or Renban.
Mhm.
This means that this can only ever be a 4, 5, 6, or 7. There's a 4 used in box 5. So if this is a 1, the 4 would have to go here.
Either way, the 4 would have to go there if this is a Renban.
Yeah. And if it's a whisper, it's either
It's a
6
whisper,
or
it could be
7, since you
6.
can't make an 18 or a 19 on a 2-cell arrow.
Right. So it's a 4, 6, or 7.
I think you can do 5 because.
And
I
it
think-
can't be a 6. Because if this is a whisper, a 6 would force a 1 there, and it can't be a 1.
It cannot be a 6.
it would
Also,
have
it
to
would
be
take
a-
out the 7, 9. It would take out this in. That's just another way to see it. Yeah. Can't be a 6.
So, and if
It
it's
must be a 5, though.
If it's a 7, it forces a 2 there, which would make that a 1. And it also makes this a 5. Is that a problem? No, this would be 14. You'd have 5. You'd have.
I was just catching up to something you
Did much faster than I.
I think that still works. Unfortunately.
Well, 4s are in
One of 2 places in that box. It's either in column 4 or column 5.
Yeah,
those
4s
the
are in
only
there.
2
Yeah,
places.
but that would still work if this is a 7. You'd have 2, which would force a 1 there. So you'd have 14. This would be a 5 because that's a 7. You'd have 4. So 14 minus 9. You'd still be good there. I think. Or would you? No, because you have 2 and 1. So how are you going to do, if you have 9, 14 minus 9 is 5. You have to do 5 and 2 cells, but you don't have a 2, a 1, or a 4.
That's true.
So this is a 4.
I think so.
And this is a Renban.
I think so. Well, in that case,
Well, we've got both Renbans.
we know what the whispers are.
So the whispers are these two.
Oh, that puts a 9 in
Right there.
yeah.
Eliminates a 9 there. And we can do, these are 1, 2, and 3. These are 6, 7, and 8. And this one can't be a 6. This one could be. This one can't be a 6 because it would force 1s on both sides.
Okay.
Okay, and this, so these have to either be 3, 5 or 2, 3, but there's a 3 in there.
Yeah.
Because it's either a 1, 2, 3, 4, or 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay. So, interestingly, this
G-shaped one
Mhm.
puts 3 parodies in a row in row 3 of the same parody. No, I got that wrong. Don't listen to me at all. But
These
still,
3 are the same. Those 2 are
these
the
three
same, yeah.
Okay, so
And
those have to be high. Those have to be
oh,
high because you have 1 and 4 already taken up in column 4, and we have a 3. We have a pointing 3. So we know the
these
parody.
3 can't be. These 3 have to be the high ones.
They're high, yeah.
Yes. Because otherwise you'd have to put 2 low digits in there. You've already got 3 low digits down here. Yeah.
So that's a 2, 3 right
There.
Right here.
No, the 2, 3.
Oh, this one.
By
Yeah,
value.
2,
Sorry,
3.
my bad.
No, it has to be a 2. Remember, the 3 has to be in here.
Oh, yeah.
So this is
Perfect.
now a 3, 5, which means
That's a
this
2.
is a 2. So we have 24. Well,
Easy.
unfortunately, that's it'd be better if it was 14 because it would be much more
Yeah.
limited. But that's all right. Now the 2 means this can't be 6.
Mhm.
This is a 1, 3, or 4. It can't be a 4 because those would both be 9s.
I'm wondering when we look at row 1 again. I don't know if it's yet, but it's so juicy that we got a deduction there right in the beginning and we haven't used it since.
I know. Now we do have a 2 up here from these 2s, just normal
Yes.
Sudoku stuff. And what I'm wondering is if we put the 2 there, those would be 1 and 3. Is that going to be a problem? I don't think it is.
It doesn't seem to be a problem. And in fact, I wouldn't be entirely surprised if that was the solution.
But we do know there's a 2 on the arrow. Not that that means much.
Yeah.
Because there was likely going to be a 2 somewhere on there anyways.
Yeah.
I guess a better question is, what if there's a 1 down here and this is a 2, 3? Is that a problem?
It'd have to be 3, 8, 2, 7.
Yeah, this would have to be 8 and that would have to be 7.
Yeah. I said it in a weird order.
Yeah, no, you're 3, 8, 2, 7. You're right.
Yeah.
I was just thinking the way my brain worked was one of these would have to be 3, so that would have to be an 8. This would then have to be a 7. Yeah.
Okay, so the question I'm going to ask myself, and I
Yeah.
think I haven't done it in my head yet. I just think I might be right. Can this long arrow actually be 42?
This one?
Yeah, can it actually be 42? Because if it's 42, it puts a 2 now in R2C8. Does this actually even
Right.
work?
So that takes our 45 from the column down to 43. And then this would have to subtract this cell would have to be 1 bigger than that one, right? Because if you're at 43, you'd have to subtract and then add 1 less to get to 42.
So here's why it doesn't work.
It doesn't work in a weirdly cute way.
Okay.
Oh, this is cute. So if this is a 2, this places a 3 in the highlighted cell and a 1 next to it. And this breaks the German whisper in column 8.
If this is a 2, it puts a 2 there.
Yes.
Making
It also puts a 1 there.
which puts a 1 down here.
And that puts a 3 there.
Actually, and a 1 under it.
Let's do some math here.
If this is a 2, this is a 2.
Yeah.
by
Yes.
Sudoku. And that
Yes.
2 makes these a 1-3 pair. So this can't be a 1. It would put a 1 right down there.
Well, okay, but it also
Can't
Which
be
still
one
breaks it. Which still breaks it.
mathematically.
It breaks
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
It
We
breaks
just broke
the
it in
arrow.
different ways.
It broke the arrow either way. Because you had 45 minus 2 minus 1, which puts you at 42, and then you're adding 2, you'd at 44.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, if this is 45, you're subtracting 5 to get down to 40 from your column. And so then this would have to be, yeah, it doesn't do as, it's not as helpful. The 2, eliminating the 2 up here was what helped, yeah.
we now have a 2 on this 3.
3-cell pill in row 8 and a 4. So we have 6. It has to be 15.
4. There's a 2
It can never
here.
get to. It can never get to 17. It
Right,
has to be
because the
15.
4 plus the 2 is 6, and so to get to 17, we'd need 11 in the other cell.
So it's a
which we
2-9
can't do.
pair.
This actually does a
15.
lot. Oh, this is
And
cool.
So 15, we've got 4, we need 11, and we have to have a 2, so it's a 2-9 pair. Yep, very
that
good.
places a
That
7.
5 means this is, yep, and 7 and 6. Let's just make sure 15, 7 plus 8. Yep, okay, good. And now we know this is 46.
Yeah, this is a lot.
So the whole column is 45 minus the 6 is 39. We want to end up at 46, which means we need to have 7. We're going to subtract this, add this, and we need those to be 7, right? So this has to be 7 more than that.
Yeah, so the 2 has
So
to
this
be-
can't be the 2.
Yeah, exactly.
This could be a 1 with, it has to be 7 more, we said. So 1, 8, or 2, 9, and this can't be a 2. So this has to be the 1
Yeah.
with an 8. And that 8 gives us the 7 and the 6, which means that's a 1 and that's a 2. And these are 3 and 5, just what's left in the column. And I don't think we know which is which there yet. Oh, but the 9 here.
No.
But if the 3 is in row 1, that puts a lot of pressure. But we don't know yet. I don't think.
Yeah, 18, 3, you'd have 50. Actually, that would work, 3 and then 15,
Yeah.
because we've got like more high digits available here since we've already used the 1 and the 2 there.
True.
But
True. Okay, that was fun.
what about...
We now have, we have
oh, we put, yeah, there's
14
2 somewhere.
we haven't really used here. There's only 2 combinations of
14.
14 for 2 cells.
So 9, 5, or 6, 8.
Yeah, might as well mark it.
And that's the third one. So right there is also 5, 6, 8, 9, which can't be an 8. So this one can't be, because that's the palindrome line.
Take 6 out of.
Right, so take 6 out of
yeah,
this one, yep. Because it's the
perfect.
counterpart that goes with the 8.
Okay.
Oh, and look, the 7 here. That's not a 7.
Okay.
Is there anything else that we didn't get updated yet? From all the work we did? Oh, the 8 here. So that's not an 8.
Yeah.
Okay.
I sometimes find spurts
Hard because you can forget a pencil mark.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, that happens to me all the time, especially when I'm doing it on camera.
Oh, yeah.
24, we've got a 5. These 3 need to be 19.
19 and 3.
Well, you can't have a 1.
Yeah.
So if we can't put a 1 on here, the 1 is in here, which puts a 1 right there.
Correct.
And we also can't use a 2, 3, 4, or 5. So these are 6, 7, 8, or 9.
Yep.
And we need them to be 19 total. These are at least 13.
So you can't have an 8 and a
9 because it would need a 2.
Right. Correct.
I don't know how
You
you
would mark that, but just
Right.
to keep in the back of your mind.
9, 7 would need a 3, which would work, unfortunately.
Looks fine. Yeah. You also can't have a 15. Oh, because yeah, you can't have 15 either.
Oh, this can't be a 1. This is a palindrome. This one is a
Yes.
palindrome, so this can't be a
Perfect.
1. So
That's
that
kinda
means
sneaky.
that by
That's a
Sudoku,
1.
the 1 is over here.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're done with ones.
Yay!
Okay, so here's
So
some
this
interesting
is
things.
also a high digit, and it's not a 7 because we've used 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So this has to be, which means this is the same, and it can't be a 6 or a 9. That's an 8 because of the palindrome, which removes the 8 from there. And now we don't have to worry about marking that it can't be 8 and 9 because it can't be 8 and 9
it's
anymore.
either
13 or 16. It's either 13 or 16. So if it's
13 or 16.
13 plus 5 is 8.
18 minus 24. So this is either 6 or 3.
Can it be 15? Oh, you need a 4.
Wait, it can't
Right.
be. It can't be
15.
676. It has to be 793
If
because
it's 7,
that'd be
6.
6.
It would have to have
7,
another
6. It doesn't
6. Of course.
Yes.
I was looking down here saying, oh, well, we can put a 6 in this box, but you can't do 6, 7, 6, of course.
Yeah.
So this can't be.
It's 793.
So it has to be 7, 9 with a 3. There we go. Okay.
And that places a 6
Now,
in R4C4.
C4. Right. It does. Now I was just looking at this column. We've only got 4, 6, and 8. And there's no 4 here. So there's a 4 up there. This can't be an 8. So this is a 4 or a 6. And it's not as good as I was hoping. This is 6 or 8. Okay.
It's okay. It's okay. We got this. Honestly, I've done
Enough of these puzzles to know that we're near the end.
Yeah, there's an 8 down here, but we don't know. Actually, look up here in this box. 8 there. So there's an 8 up there. There's an 8 on that arrow.
Okay. Yeah, that's good to know mathematically.
Automatically.
It's 21. We've got 8.
Minus 8. So the other two digits are
13.
13. And they can't then have a 5.
It can't
So
be
they
5,
be a
8.
5
So
and
it
0.
has got to be 9, 4 or 6, 7.
Yes.
We could do the 4. It would have to have a 9 here.
Okay.
Or 6, 7. And the 6 would have to be there. So this is a 6 or a 9.
So
Which means this is a 6 or a 9. But the other thing it does for us is look at that. We have a 5, 6, 8, 9 quad now.
oh, we're being silly. Well, there's a 7 looking into box 5.
There is a 7 looking into box 5. How about that? Which means this is not 9, which means that's not 5.
This is an 8, 9.
Pair and gives us the 6 in row 1.
6 in row 1. Because the 8, 9 pair. There you
Three.
go. Yep, 8, 9. That's a
Sorry.
6.
It's,
This is a
if I had
5.
the cursor, I could
That's
show
an 8.
you.
No, yeah, that's fine. And that's a 9. That gives us all 4 of those. And this is now a 5, right? Oh, right, because of the palindrome. This is a 6 because of the palindrome. Very nice. Now these two are the same, which are going to have to be down here. They can't be a 4. They could be the 3, though. Otherwise,
Or
the unknown digit, yeah.
Of course, I don't really know the one.
But
Can't be a
it
1,
has
can't
to
be a
be
2.
2, 5, 6, or 7, and it can't be 5, 6, or 7.
It has to be 3.
And it can't be 2, so it has to be the 3.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool, and that palindrome is then done.
This places 3 in R2C6 just by Sudoku.
Yes, it does, because these 3s rule those out, and the 3, 5 pair there, so we've ruled out all of those. Can it be up here?
And that's because of
Box 3, pointing triple.
Box 3, right, because there's no 3 in here, so the 3 has to be up there, so this is a 3. You're right. Yep, there you go. Very good. No, there's a 3 down here. Yeah, okay. Okay, so we've got the 6, and we said it had to be 8 plus something that equals 13, so these have to be 7 and 8. Because we've got the 6, it's 21. These have to be 7, 8.
Yeah.
Which means the 4 is right there.
And then the 9.
And the 9, yep.
Cool.
And this is then a 7 or an
7
8
or
as
an 8.
well. And unfortunately, it can be either one still, I think. Oh, but the 7 here. 8,
Easy.
7, 8, 6.
Perfect.
This is 5 and 6, and the 6 up above will give us the order of that, which then gives us the 3 there. This is 18. We've got 8. Uh-oh. Oh, no. What'd we do?
I don't know. Because 8 plus 9 is 7.
17. Oh, I think we
We might have really
broken this because
Okay. Hold on. Let's go back a minute. Let's go back to where we did right here. Okay. So we know there's a 4 up here. We know there's an 8 up here, right? Because the 8s, these 8s, force an 8 up there. So there's an 8 on the arrow. 21 minus 8 is 17, right?
Well, 21 minus 8 is 13.
Or 13. Why did I say
Yeah.
17? I was thinking 13 in my head and I said 17.
That's all good.
Did we do something weird with the palindrome here? Because we said these two had to be the same, which they do, because it's palindrome.
I feel like the bad news.
News is if we did something weird, which we obviously did, I think it was a while ago, because I think we've been pretty meticulous for a while. That's the problem. Huh.
Well, what's interesting is the 8 here means the other two are 13.
Yes.
And if this is a 5, these two are 13.
Yes.
Okay, so back over to this. This has to be one of these 3 digits.
In
Can't be
fact,
the 4.
weirdly enough, if it's a 5, then the 18 arrow would have to have a 6, 7, specifically because of the pointing 4, 9 in column 6, coupled with the 5.
Yes. So 6, 7. That would make this one 8, 4, 9. Right?
Yeah.
So this has an 8. It then has to have 4, 9, or 6, 7. So this has to be a 4, 9, 6, or 7. Can't be a 7. And why did we say... Oh, you know what we did wrong? I know what we did wrong. We said if this is 8, 4, 9, it's 8, 4, 9. We said this had to be a 9. But it doesn't. These can be 8 and 9.
Okay.
With a 4 there. That's what we did wrong. That's what we did wrong. Okay, let's go back. I think what we did with the palindrome here was good. So it can be a 3. If it's not a 3, what can it be? It can't be 1, 2, 3, 4. Could be 5. Can't be 6, 7, 8, or 9. It would have to be a 5. So it's either a 3. Well, these two are 3 or 5. Okay, so, and before we were able to get that. So that was part of the problem. Because I think I removed the 4 from there, thinking the 4 had to be here if it was 8, 4, 9, but that's not true. Okay, so I think we're good. But now, and this is 4, 6, or 8, right?
I think so, yeah. Yeah, it is.
So if it's 8, 4, 9, the 8 has to be here.
Because otherwise...
Well, because we tried it the other way and it broke. No.
Yeah.
No, because
Yeah.
8, if it's 8, 4, 9. Well, this isn't 9. This isn't 4. All right. Well, let's pretend like we didn't know that was a thing and see if we can do it the right way. Okay. So what else do we know? We've used the Renban here. We've used everything we can with the Renban here. We've used everything for the palindrome here because this cell is just the middle cell. We've done this whisper. We've done this whisper. We've essentially done this palindrome. Oh, this is a 4, 6, or 9. Okay. Oh, but the 7, remember? This is what we found later. Okay. 9, 7. This is not 9. This is not 5 then, because these are 14.
And that 8, 9
Takes the 9 out.
And the 8, 9 still takes the 9 out of there. So now we can say if it's 4, 8, 9, the 4 is here, the 8 is there. So if it's 8, 4, 9, the 8 is here. If it's 8, 6, 7, this isn't a 4. So that's not a 4 either way.
Okay.
That can't be a 4 because this would have to be a 9, which puts a 4 right there. So this is 4 with 8, 9, or 6 with 8, 7. Right? And can this be a 6?
I was literally
Asking myself that
No,
question.
it can't because it would have to be with 8 and 7. This would have to be the 8. You'd have to have a 7 there. This can't be 6. This is 8. So this is either 7 or 9, giving us a 7-9 pair and making this a 6. And an 8, which, oh, nope. Oh, no. Oh, no.
That doesn't make it a
6.
Oh, it doesn't. No. I just don't know
Makes
how to
it-
do. I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, this is
Makes it an 8.
an 8. There we go. There's a
Not a
6 right
6.
there. Wow. Okay.
It's all good.
These are 2 and 7 though. We know that much, right?
Yeah.
Finish the box. And these are 3, 5, and 6, I believe.
Take out the
6.
Yep. So
Putting
which
a
gives us
3-5 pair in the row.
So then the other 3
5. The other 3-5. What? Wait a second.
Okay, so the other 3
5 is in R1C9, or else we can't make the 18 arrow big enough.
Okay, so this is 21 plus 18 is 39.
Yes.
So this has to be a 3. Because the whole row is 45.
Yeah.
These are 39. The other 3 have to be 6. This is a 3. Which makes that a 5, which does mean this is 13.
And that's a 6 and then a 7.
And a 6 and a 7, a 9,
7.
and a 4.
Perfect.
Which is what we sort of figured out the wrong way before. So I'm glad that works. So it makes that a 7. This is not a 6.
It's interesting that I think like 5 times now we've come up with the same deduction completely from the opposite direction.
Yep.
Just goes to show people everybody solves differently.
Yep. These are 2, 3, 5, and 6, and that one can't be a 2, and this one can't be a 3 or a 6.
Well, it's a hidden single 2. It's the
it
only
is
2.
because we've
Yeah.
got 3, 5, 6 there, so that's a 2. I did it the roundabout way, but yeah.
Then you got a box
And
8.
then this has to be a 2 as well.
disambiguated. Yeah.
Just by normal Sudoku, that's a 2. This is now a 7 and a 2.
Yep.
These are 3, 5, and 9, and this one
3,
can't
5,
be a
9.
9. So again,
That's a 9.
hidden single, I think.
Yep.
These are not. Now we've got this is the palindrome, right? 4. This is a 4. 5, 6, 3, 5. Okay, there we go.
Perfect.
So we've got all the 2s now. I think the 2s are done.
Yeah. So
What's this is a 5, 6.
Yeah, which puts a 7 in row 7.
Yes, and that also gives us a 5, 6 pair in column 2. So this is a
Yes, it
3.
does. Yep.
5,
perfect.
3. This is not 3. Now we've got a 5, 6 pair making, well, and palindrome makes that a 3 anyways. 5, 6. So this is 7.
Yep.
It's the only thing left in the column.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, what's left over here? 7, 8, and 9?
5.
7, 8, 9, and the 7, 8 in row 2 makes that the 9, and the 8, and the 7. And that 8
Which
makes
puts
this
a
a
9
9,
there.
and makes that a 5. For the arrow,
Perfect.
makes that a 5, and a 6, and a 6, and a 5. These are
Crumbletown.
6 and 8, and the 6 there gives us 8 and the 6. And, oh, the 5 right there is looking, it's
3
right
and the
next
5.
to the 3 and the 5. These are 3 and 8, and the 8
Yep.
down below, and that 3 will give us the 5 and the 3. These are
4 and 9, we can't
and
do 'em yet.
9, and
So we have to
oh,
do
we can't do them yet. How about that? So
5,
these,
9 below it will disambiguate it.
yeah, 5, 9, and the 5 there. 9, 5, 4, 9, and these are 4 and 6, I think.
Yep. So 6 and 4.
4.
Got it.
There we go. It looks good. Timer stopped. All right. Whew. That was
was
fun.
fun.
So it was funny because at the beginning we were able to determine the palindromes right away,
Yeah.
and I sort of thought, oh, is this going to be too easy? What? Not that easy puzzles can't be good, but you know what I mean. I was kind of like, oh, this might be a quick one, and then it wasn't as easy from there. But yeah,
Pill arrow
Is something that I don't think is intrinsically difficult, but I think most solvers aren't practiced at.
oh yeah,
So
it feels like there's way too many options sometimes.
exactly.
I actually did a puzzle. Oh, it's been a couple weeks ago now. It had sailboats. I don't know if you saw that one, but
Mhm.
it looked like sailboats, and it was the double arrows, and it was the same kind of thing. Where at first it was like, well, there's so many things these could be, but the arrows were pointing back into the pill, and
I
so
actually see that a lot with
Pill
yeah,
arrows.
yep, cool.
Well, that was great. If you
Yeah, that
haven't
was fun.
subscribed already, subscribe to this channel. Scott honestly does a great job with it.
Yep.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and you should also go
shameless-
check out the gaps if you haven't already, or
I was
gap
about to say,
puzzles, as
shameless
I say
plug.
sometimes, because even though the last P in gap is puzzle, I say gap puzzles, but I pronounce the gap with one P. So
I can hear the 1P.
yes. So because I'm just gonna keep saying gap puzzles because I can't help myself. Just like saying pin number, it's just gonna happen.
ATM machine.
ATM machine, yep. That's just the way my brain works. So yeah, so go check out the gaps. Anything else you got going on that you want to plug besides the gaps?
that's the main thing.
So yeah, it was really fun to be here.
Yeah, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you guys again soon with some more puzzles. Thanks. Bye.